Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Eagles of Empire Miniatures. I hope you're all doing well out there and enjoying your hobby. In today's video we're gonna look closer at how to base your miniatures and build units that will work with the Eagles of Empire skirmish rules. To make this easy and accessible to you, we have designed a range of pre-packed, tailor-made basing sets. Each set will correspond the basing needs that you will have if you buy a set of infantry, cavalry or artillery from our product range. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and plug-and-play solution for your for basing your collection. So let's have a look at the infantry first. So if you're new to Eagles of Empire, it's a fast-played skirmish rule set that takes historical perspective in the Franco-Prussian War. And we have a full range of products from that period. And here's an example: French line infantry. So if you buy a pre-packed set of miniatures here, you will have 16 miniatures. You will have 2 unit cards for use together with the Eagles of Empire skirmish rules, and you will have a unit card with historical info, some unit stats, and some uniform painting inspiration here. So this is the basic content of an infantry product from our range. Example here is the French line infantry, but it could really be any of the infantry products that we have. So the 16 miniatures and the 2 unit cards will be needed to build 2 squads and a command base. So let me translate this into a based unit. It will look like this. You will have, I'm going to move these over here. You would have the first squad here. You would have the second squad here, and you'd have the command base here. All right, so let me just arrange these so they can be viewed properly. There you go. So why do we have 2 squads? Well, this is the basic infantry unit of the French army structure of the period. The squads can be bundled together for sections. When you do that, you can attach an officer. So what you really get in one of our infantry sets is 2 squads that can be combined together for a section with an officer. In this case, I've based him together with the flag bearer here. I think that gives a nice, let's say, central position to the officer. But it's all in here. It's all in what you get in the standard box of miniatures. This is a 1-to-1 based unit here, using the content of the bag. So each of these 2 squads have some stats. And those stats are represented on a unit card. And one of the major features of each unit is the unit strength. So the unit strength is a representation of how much punishment, how much damage, how much casualty it can sustain before it's wiped out. In this case, it's 3. So we wanted to make our basing system intuitive in the way that we want to be able to show ourselves and also our opponent what unit strength our units are operating under. So we do that by basing them on 3 bases corresponding to 3 in the unit strength. It becomes very intuitive because once you start taking casualties, you just remove one of the bases. Now you're down to unit strength 2. Now you're down to unit strength 1. You're at 0, wiped out, and so forward. The reason why it's really good and productive to show the unit strength in this visualized way is that we have a moral system that's built into the rules, where you at full unit strength you hit and save at 4+, reduced to unit strength 2 you hit and save at 5+, reduced to unit strength 1 you hit and save at 6+. So it's a really intuitive and step-by-step way to show the strength or casualty of your unit. So when you want to base your units, you can now in our web shop find a product that's called the Infantry Basing Set. The Infantry Basing Set is exactly what you see here. I'll remove the cards. And these are really wonderful bases. They are clear plastic, really thick and nice to move around on the gaming table, and they're clear plastic, so they will, let's say you're moving them over a green battle mat, so the plastic will absorb the color from the mat below and kind of blend in, which is really nice. So this is, again, it's a one-to-one of what I'm trying to show you here. It's the full content of infantry basing set. You will get 3 bases of 40mm diameter and 4 bases of 30mm diameter, corresponding to 2 squads and your command base. Adding commanders or adding officers, interestingly, also will give you options, strategic options, boosting your troops' abilities by the use of doctrine cards, but there will be following videos on that. This video is gonna stay stringently on basing and constructing units. So this is a nice way to use the content of a box set of infantry, basing it in a way that is intuitively and easy to use together with the rules, and we have now these really easy and accessible basing deals for you to dive into, which will give you a straightforward way to base your units so that they fit directly into the gaming system. Let me show you the cavalry version of this. So again, this is a squad, this is a squad, this is a full section, and this is a section with attached officer. So moving over to cavalry, we have the basic cavalry unit is called a Berit in German. In French it's called a peloton. These are also, as you can see, in unit strength 3, again easily removable to display unit strength 2, unit strength 1, again corresponding to, I know this is a French cuirassier card, but I wanted to show you that we have a unit strength here of 3. So again, very easy and intuitive way to show what unit strength you're at. Especially since you're rolling dice for a lot of units in the fast-paced skirmish games, it's nice to be able to quickly identify, okay, am I rolling to get 4s, am I rolling to get 5s, or am I rolling to get 6s here with this unit? And you can easily see that this would be hitting and saving at 4s, hitting and saving at 5s, hitting and saving at 6s. So easily easy overview of the gaming unit this way. So this is the content of the cavalry basing set. exactly what you see here. So this is a 40 millimeter, 50 millimeter, and 60 millimeter clear plastic base. And again, these are really nice, thick, well produced, sturdy bases that will pick up the color of the table below and kind of blend in, so you get a really nice natural look on the gaming table. You can, of course, just like at the infantry, you can attach two Berit pelotons together, form a squadron, and attach an officer, and you can start using the doctrine cards, officer abilities that will boost your unit's performance on the gaming table. When you buy a set of cavalry from Eagles of Empire, you will get 6 riders, 6 differently posed horses, and 6 riders, in most cases with posable heads and arms. So you can really do a lot of diversity. You can see here the German cuirassiers charging forward with our historical flags that we will also sell in the web shop. This is the Magdeburg cuirassiers right here, the von Bredow unit that charged the French artillery line at the Mars-la-Tour, von Bredow's death ride. These are the actual contents of a box of Prussian cuirassiers right there. So again, just like with the infantry, our pre-designed basing set fits exactly one-to-one to what you're going to get in the miniatures set. So buying a cavalry base set will give you exactly what you need to buy one of the box sets of cavalry. So finally, I want to look a little bit at artillery. This is our mitrailleuse. Comes with a full crew of 4 and some backpacks stacked there in the background. This is we based this one bit of an autumn feeling, maybe street fighting in the Loire and autumn campaign. But these guys are on the 60 millimeter artillery base, and again you can get this in the as part of the basing sets that we offer. We offer an artillery basing set. So this is the one-to-one what you're going to need to base your artillery unit for Eagles of Empire skirmish rules. And again, you know, you have one base, totally intuitive, unit strength 1, right? So again, it's really fast and easy way to view your actual strength on the table. So why we do this basically is to have the game flow in a nice way without consulting rule books all the time. You can just access the data right on the table. You can see the strength. You know what you have to roll then, and it's just, you know, it's just go instead of flipping and consulting rule books all the time. I want to show you some other examples also where we based our a hero, in this case General Bonnemin, French cavalry hero. He's based on one of the cavalry bases. I'll just pick up the cavalry basing set. So we've used the smallest one, the single base, for him. This is one way to base your cavalry heroes. The larger, like for instance the Commandant Berbizier, who is sitting, resting on a horse, you know, calling the trumpet. He would probably be a hero you could base on the big cavalry or artillery. For that instance, you can also use the artillery set to base him on the big 60 millimeter. I want to show you also the French. This is from our cavalry casualties set. Basically, just to add some flavor to some of the cavalry units, we did a set of casualty miniatures to create some more animation. And this was a time period where cavalry were really hard pressed and took a lot of beatings. Battle of Wörth, where I think it was 4 or 5 cavalry regiments that were completely sacrificed in order to for McMahon to extract the army and not sustain too much losses on the infantry. He basically sacrificed the cavalry. This is also one of the flags that we have in the web shop. This is the flag for the 9th Cuirassier, which was part of General Michel's brigade that was used at Wörth actually. So this guy could probably be one of the poor guys charging into 14,000 Prussian gun muzzles that afternoon. And one of the other ones here, also a 40mm base from our cavalry base set, is a French hussar. Yeah, taking it right to the eye there, poor guy. And I'll just line these up so you can see them, how they compare in terms of size to the actual cavalry unit. Here the Prussian cuirassiers. So again, buying a set of cavalry can always add some characters with these casualty miniatures. I think they add a lot of character to the overall cavalry unit. Right, so that is basically how to build and base your units for Eagles of Empire. Again, you'll find all of these pre-packed, pre-designed basing sets on the web shop. They're not very expensive, so it's just adding them when you get your sets of infantry or cavalry or artillery. Add some bases, and then you are, you know, straight good to go straight out of the zip bags there. You can paint the miniatures, base them, and then it's onto the table and get gaming. Right, so I hope you found this video informative, and any questions, you know, just drop a comment below, or and don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel. We're going to post more videos as we go along, and I wish you all great pleasure at your painting tables, and I hope you get some time to do some hobby and some painting. Until next time, bye bye.